Waitress says to Hell's Angels, "My mother has tattoo just like yours." What she discovered changed everything. 28-year-old Emily poured coffee for Hell's Angels President Mac, noticed his death's head tattoo, Frisco 1972, and said words that froze the room. "My mother has that exact tattoo." Sometimes mothers have pasts daughters never imagined. What Mac revealed next would rewrite everything Emily knew about quiet librarian Eleanor Vance. Route 9. Diner sat on Highway 101 between San Francisco and Oakland. Chrome exterior, catching afternoon sun, red vinyl booths cracked from decades of use, jukebox playing Creedence loud enough to make conversation difficult. Sunday, 2 p.m. Lunch rush over. Emily wiped counter, while 12 Hell's Angels filed in, leather vests displaying patches that commanded respect and fear. Their motorcycles lined the lot outside like chrome soldiers. Emily had waited tables here 5 years. She'd never served Hell's Angels before. Emily Vance was 28, working double shifts, paying off student loans from art degree gathering dust, living with 62-year-old mother Eleanor, who'd raised her alone after Emily's father died in accident when Emily was 2. Eleanor worked as librarian, lived quietly, deflected questions about her youth with, "I lived differently before you. That person doesn't matter now." Emily knew almost nothing about her mother's past, no photos, no stories, no family connections. Once, at 16, Emily had glimpsed tattoo on Eleanor's shoulder blade, death's head with wings, Frisco 1972 beneath it. When questioned, Eleanor had covered it quickly. Youthful mistake, nothing important. Emily had accepted this, until today, because the man in booth 3 vest reading Mac, President San Francisco, had identical tattoo on his forearm. And when Emily mentioned her mother had the same mark, Mac looked like he'd seen ghost. "Your mother has this tattoo?" Mac's voice was sharp, urgent. "Where exactly?" "Left shoulder blade, same skull, same wings, same Frisco 1972 text. She said it was mistake from when she was young." Emily paused. "What does it mean?" Mac exchanged looks with his brother, some silent communication passing between them. "That wasn't mistake. That was earned. What's your mother's name?" "Eleanor Vance." "Why? Do you know her?" Mac's expression shifted from surprise to something deeper. Grief, nostalgia, recognition. "Yeah, I knew Eleanor. Knew her real well. We all did." Day 1, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. "Eleanor Vance disappeared in 1974, Mac said carefully. "We looked for her for years, assumed she'd died. You're saying she's alive? Here? In Oakland?" "She's a librarian. Has been since before I was born. She's quiet, reads poetry, never mentioned motorcycles." Emily studied Mac's face. "Who was she to you?" Mac pulled out phone, scrolled through saved photos, found one black and white, dated 1972. Young woman straddling Harley, leather jacket, long dark hair, fierce expression that looked nothing like the mother Emily knew. But the face was unmistakable. "That's her," Emily whispered. "That's my mom. But who is she?" "That's Eleanor Rebel Vance, one of the toughest women I ever knew. She rode with San Francisco Charter 4 years, 1970 to 1974. Saved my life twice. Could outride half our men. Then her boyfriend Jack was killed in ambush, and she vanished the same night. We thought," Mac's voice caught, "we thought she'd died too, but she just disappeared." "Jack was my father?" "Timeline works. She was pregnant when she left. Said she couldn't raise child in this life." Emily felt world tilting. Her mother, quiet Eleanor, who baked cookies and organized book clubs, had been Hell's Angels member, had ridden motorcycles. had been called rebel? I need to talk to her, Emily said. I need to understand why she hid all this. Mac handed her business card. When you do, tell her Mac says we never forgot Rebel. Tell her she's still family. The Angels left engines roaring, $200 tip on the table, but Emily stood frozen. Every assumption about her mother had just shattered. Eleanor wasn't who she claimed to be, and Emily needed answers. She'd drive to Eleanor's apartment tonight, card in hand, demand truth about past her mother had spent 28 years hiding. But what Emily didn't know, someone else had been watching the diner. Someone who'd spent decades making sure Eleanor's past stayed buried. Someone who'd killed to keep secrets hidden. Derek Vance stood in parking lot across the street, binoculars trained on Route 9 diner, watching Hell's Angels leave. He'd been monitoring Emily for weeks, ever since Eleanor had mentioned her daughter worked there. Now Mac had made contact. That couldn't happen. Eleanor needed to stay hidden, and if she wouldn't, Derek had plans for ensuring silence. Day 1, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eleanor was reading when Emily arrived, tea beside her, cardigan-hiding tattoo that meant everything. "Sweetie, I wasn't expecting—" "Tell me about Rebel," Emily interrupted. "Tell me about Jack. Tell me about Hell's Angels and why you've been lying for 28 years. Eleanor's teacup shattered on floor. "How do you know?" 12 Hell's Angels came to the diner today. Mac recognized your tattoo. He showed me photo of you from 1972. You on motorcycle, looking nothing like the woman who raised me. Who are you?" Eleanor collapsed into chair, decades of secrets suddenly unbearable. "I was going to tell you, eventually. I just wanted you to have normal life I couldn't have. Start talking, now, and don't leave anything out." Outside Eleanor's apartment, Derek Vance sat in unmarked car, watching lights and windows, listening through device he'd planted months ago. When he heard Emily demand truth about Jack, about 1974, about everything, Derek made decision. Eleanor was going to talk. She was going to expose what happened. He couldn't allow that. Tomorrow, he'd make sure both women understood consequences of digging up past that should stay buried forever. Day 2, Monday evening. Eleanor's story took entire day to tell. Cups of tea, tears, decades of grief finally released. She'd grown up rough. Foster care, abuse, streets by 16. Hell's Angels became first family she'd chosen. She'd learned to ride, earned respect, become rebel woman who didn't back down, who'd saved Mac twice during conflicts with rival clubs. Then Jack, vice president, dangerous and devoted. When Eleanor got pregnant, they'd planned to raise baby within club unconventional, but family. Then March 15th, 1974. Oakland outlaws ambushing San Francisco charter. Jack dying protecting Eleanor. His last words, "Get out, save our baby, live normal life." Eleanor had honored that. Left club, changed everything, became librarian instead of biker. Raised Emily in safety. "I thought I was protecting you," Eleanor said, "but I was protecting myself, running from grief." Emily absorbed this, anger mixing with understanding. "Mac wants to see you? They all do. They never forgot Rebel." Eleanor's hand shook. "I can't face them, not after abandoning everyone." "You didn't abandon them. You survived. There's difference." But Emily didn't know. Derek had already made his move. Day 3, Tuesday morning. Emily woke to pounding on her door. Max stood there, 4 brothers behind him, expressions grim. "We need to talk about Eleanor, now." "What's wrong?" "Derek Vance. He's your mother's ex-husband from before she joined the club. He was obsessed with her, couldn't accept she'd moved on. In 1974, he fed information to Oakland outlaws about our roots, got Jack killed. We could never prove it. But last night, Derek left message at our clubhouse. Eleanor talks, she dies, Emily dies, stay away. Emily's blood went cold. He knows where we live. He's been watching, probably for years. Your mother's been running from him, not from us. Mac's jaw clenched. We're bringing you both to clubhouse, protected location. Derek comes near you, he deals with us. My mom won't go. She's terrified. She's terrified of wrong people. Derek's the threat. We're the protection. Make her understand. But when they arrived at Eleanor's apartment, she was gone. Note on table read, Emily, Derek found me. Going with him to keep you safe. Don't follow. I love you. Mom. Day 3. Tuesday, 11 a.m. She sacrificed herself. Emily whispered, horror dawning. Derek threatened me, so she went with him. Mac's phone rang. He answered, listened, face darkening. Derek just called. He has Eleanor at the old Alameda warehouse where Jack was killed in 1974. He says if Hell's Angels show up, he kills her. If police come, he kills her. But if Emily comes alone, he'll let Eleanor go. It's trap, one brother said. He'll kill them both. I'm going, Emily said. She's my mother. She ran for 28 years protecting me. I'm not letting her die alone. Mac studied Emily, seeing rebel's courage in her daughter. You're not going alone. We're going, all of us. Derek wants war? We'll give him war, but he doesn't get to hurt our family twice. What's the plan? You walk in through front, distract Derek. We come through back, sides, roof. He focuses on you. We take him down. Mac's eyes were hard. Your mother saved my life twice. Time to return the favor. Day 3, Tuesday, 2 p.m., Alameda warehouse. The warehouse was abandoned, rusted, same place Jack had died 28 years ago. Emily approached front entrance, hands visible, no weapons. 12 Hell's Angels positioned around perimeter, waiting for signal. Derek stood in center of warehouse, gun to Eleanor's head, smile, vicious. Emily Vance, you look like your father, that coward Jack who stole Eleanor from me. Let her go, Derek. This is between you and me. No, this is between me and Rebel. She humiliated me, chose outlaw over police officer, chose criminal over man who loved her. Then she ran, denied me justice. Derek pressed gun harder against Eleanor's temple. But now I have both of you. I can finally finish what I started in 1974. Eleanor's eyes met Emily's silent message. I'm sorry. I love you. Run. But Emily didn't run because she'd just seen Mac's reflection in broken window behind Derek. The angels were in position. Emily smiled. You made mistake, Derek? What mistake? Thinking my mother was alone. She never was. She had family, still does. Then the angels struck. Day 3, Tuesday, 2:15 p.m. Mac came through broken skylight 50 feet drop, landing like thunder. Derek spun, gun leaving Eleanor's head for split second. That's all Eleanor needed. She drove elbow into Derek's ribs, twisted away, decades of survival instinct overriding librarian persona. Derek fired. Bullet hit Eleanor's shoulder. She screamed, fell. Emily lunged forward. Derek's gun swung toward her ghost, tackled Derek from side. Gun skittered across concrete. 3 more angels poured in tank, Stitch, Moose, surrounding Derek, cutting off escape. Derek fought like cornered animal, landing punches, drawing knife from boot. Stitch took blade to arm. Tank caught kick to jaw. But they didn't back down. Mac reached Derek first, disarmed him, drove him to ground. You killed Jack. You terrorized Eleanor for 28 years. You threatened her daughter. That ends now. Derek laughed through bloody mouth. You can't prove anything. I'm retired police captain. You're criminals. Who do you think courts will believe? Then Eleanor stood, shoulder bleeding, cardigan torn, but eyes fierce in a way Emily had never seen. This wasn't librarian Eleanor. This was rebel. They'll believe the woman you tried to kill, the woman who's been documenting your stalking for 28 years, every threat, every surveillance, every message. I kept it all. Insurance policy in case this day came. Derek's face went white. Day 3, Tuesday, 2:45 p.m. Police arrived. Mac had called them before the assault, ensuring everything was legal, documented, recorded. Body cameras captured Derek's confession. I fed outlaws the intel. I arranged Jack's death. Eleanor was mine. Captured the weapons, the kidnapping, the attempted murder. Paramedics treated Eleanor's shoulder through and through, painful but not life-threatening. As they worked, Emily held her mother's hand. You kept evidence for 28 years? I knew Derek was dangerous, knew he'd eventually find us. I prepared. Eleanor looked at Mac, at the angels who'd come when she needed them. I spent decades thinking I was protecting you by hiding, but I was just scared. Scared of Derek, scared of facing people I'd abandoned. I'm done being scared. Mac knelt beside her. You didn't abandon us. You survived, and now you're back, if you want to be. Eleanor looked at Emily. Do you want me back? The real me? Rebel, not librarian? Because I can't keep pretending. I can't keep hiding who I was. Emily squeezed her hand. I want to know Rebel. I want to know my father's world. I want to understand where I come from. Eleanor smiled, fierce, free, finally done running. Then let's go home. Day 4, Wednesday, Route 9, diner. Eleanor walked into Route 9, the diner, wearing leather jacket Emily had found in storage, hair down, tattoo visible, looking like Rebel again at 62. 12 Hell's Angels stood when they saw her respect, welcome family. 28 years, Max said. You're late. I know. I'm sorry. For leaving. For not trusting you to protect us. For thinking I had to handle everything alone. You don't apologize for surviving. Mac pulled her into a hug that communicated decades of missed connection. Welcome home, Rebel. The angels surrounded her, hugs, tears, stories about Jack, reminiscences about rides and fights and life Eleanor had thought she'd never return to. Emily watched her mother transform from quiet librarian to fierce biker, understanding finally who Eleanor had been before fear made her hide. I want to learn, Emily said. Want to ride, want to understand this life. Will you teach me? Mac looked at Eleanor, who nodded. Tomorrow. We start tomorrow. Mother and daughter, Rebel and legacy. But Derek Vance, sitting in jail cell, made phone call to contact he'd cultivated over decades. The contract stands. Eleanor Vance and her daughter, $100,000, make it look like accident. Because even from prison, Derek would make them pay. Even from behind bars, he'd finish what he'd started in 1974. Tomorrow's ride would be more dangerous than Emily or Eleanor knew. Day 5, Thursday morning, first ride. Emily straddled Harley her mother had bought her, used but solid, chosen specifically for beginner. Eleanor sat on her own bike, Jack's original motorcycle, preserved by the club for 28 years, waiting for Rebel's return. You remember how? Mac asked Eleanor. Like breathing. Eleanor started engine rumble that had been silent decades, suddenly roaring to life. I never forgot. I just pretended I had. The plan. Group ride to Jack's memorial place where he died, where Eleanor's old life ended, where new life began. 12 angels would escort them. Mac would lead. Emily would ride beside her mother, learning by doing. What none of them knew, Derek's contract killer was already positioned on Highway 101, rifle ready, waiting for Eleanor to ride into his sights. Day 5, Thursday, 10:30 a.m., Highway 101. They rode in formation, Mac leading, Eleanor and Emily in middle, 10 angels surrounding. Wind, engines, freedom. Eleanor had denied herself for decades. Emily felt a true connection to father she'd never known, to mother she was finally understanding, to life that had been hidden but was now open before her. Then, crack of rifle. Bullet hit asphalt inches from Eleanor's front tire. She swerved instinctively, muscle memory from 1970s returning. Emily wobbled, nearly lost control. Mac signaled emergency stop formation braking, angels surrounding Eleanor and Emily protectively. "Sniper!" Tank shouted, pointing at overpass ahead. "Derek's contract!" Second shot hit Tank's bike, taking out rear tire. He went down hard, bike sliding. Third shot aimed at Eleanor missed as Mac's bike deliberately blocked line of fire. The angels didn't scatter, they converged, creating human and motorcycle shield around Eleanor and Emily. "Get them off highway," Mac ordered. "Exit ahead! Move!" They accelerated, engines screaming, tires burning toward exit while bullets pursued them. One hit Ghost's shoulder, another shattered Stitch's headlight. But they didn't stop, wouldn't stop, because protecting family meant risking everything. They reached exit, took it at dangerous speed, disappeared into surface streets where Sniper couldn't follow. Mac pulled into abandoned lot, everyone stopping, assessing damage. Ghost was bleeding, but alive. Tank's bike was destroyed, but Eleanor and Emily were untouched. "Derek's not done," Eleanor said, shaking with rage, not fear. "He'll keep sending killers. He'll never stop until we're dead." "Then we end this," Mac replied. "We don't run, we fight. Derek's in jail, but his money isn't. We find his contract killer, we end the threat. Permanently." What followed was 4-hour hunt Hell's Angels, using decades of street knowledge, law enforcement contacts, and pure determination to track Sniper to motel room 2 miles away. They called police, provided evidence, had him arrested. Contract canceled. Derek's assets frozen. Final threat neutralized. By evening, Derek faced additional charges: attempted murder from behind bars, conspiracy, hiring contract killer. Life without parole was certainty. Eleanor stood outside police station, Emily beside her, Mac and Angel surrounding them. It's finally over. 28 years of running, of fear, it's done. Day 5, Thursday evening, Route 9 Diner. They returned to Route 9 Diner for celebration. Emily still in her waitress uniform, Eleanor in leather jacket, 12 angels filling booths. Other customers stared, whispered, but didn't leave, because this wasn't intimidation. This was family reunion. Mac raised glass. To Rebel, to Legacy, to Jack, who died protecting the woman he loved, to family that endures through decades, distance, and fear. Welcome home, Eleanor. Emily, welcome to your father's legacy. Emily looked at her mother, no longer librarian who hid past, but rebel who reclaimed it. "Mom, tell me about Dad. Everything. I want to know who Jack was." Eleanor smiled. "He was brave, loyal, loved riding at night when roads were empty, loved arguing about music he insisted Stones were better than Zeppelin, loved me despite my flaws, loved you before you were born." Her voice broke. "He would have been proud of you." "I'm proud of both of you," Mac added. "Jack and Rebel's daughter. She's got his courage and your survival instinct. Hell of combination." Emily raised her own glass water since she was working and spoke words that would become family motto. Sometimes, mothers have pasts daughters never imagined. I'm grateful I finally learned mine. Eleanor quit library, opened Rebel's Garage motorcycle repair shop, becoming San Francisco Charter's unofficial headquarters. She mentored young women, learning mechanics, proving 62-year-old former biker could outwork people half her age. Emily kept waitressing part-time, but started apprenticeship with Ghost learning motorcycle photography, documenting club culture for magazines and exhibitions. Her first published photo, Eleanor at 62, tattooed shoulder visible, wrench in hand, smiling like rebel again. Derek died in prison 6 months later. Fellow inmate delivering justice courts couldn't. Eleanor felt relief, not joy. Route 9. Diner displayed photo of Rebel's return, attracting bikers nationwide wanting to hear a story of woman who'd hidden decades, daughter who discovered truth through tattoo. 10 years later, Emily rode as full Hells Angels member, youngest female in San Francisco Charter history, road name Legacy, honoring father she'd never known and mother she'd finally understood. Eleanor, at 72, still ran Rebel's Garage, still rode weekly, still mentored women finding strength in motorcycles. Jack's memorial site attracted pilgrims honoring fallen members. The lesson endured. Mothers have depths. Daughters discover slowly, sometimes through accidental tattoo recognition at diners. Secrets hide not shame, but survival. Family means showing up decades late, forgiving those who ran because running sometimes feels like only option. Sometimes mothers have pasts daughters never imagined, and sometimes discovering those pasts rewrites everything daughters thought they knew, proving identity isn't lost through hiding, but waiting to be reclaimed. And courage sounds like 62-year-old woman deciding to be rebel again, and daughter learning to ride beside mother who finally came home.